Hey there everyone, Jay here. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I am a little bit late. I'm like 2 weeks late, I think, to I don't remember if I mentioned this in the last video actually, but I was talking about wanting to do a video series of the Speedroid deck that I like to play. Today's video is on the matchup between Speedroids and the Adventure ABC DPE deck. This was really cool. I'd never gone against ABCs before. I thought this was a really cool game match that I could post up here on YouTube for y'all to follow along. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. Oh, and before diving in, make sure that if you do want to see more of this content, you can just let me know in the comments or leaving a like or subscribing. But I definitely will be doing a few more Speedroid focused matches that I'll be doing narration for, just so I can talk more a little bit about the combos and also showcase the different deck builds that you could go with Speedroid. So let's just dive right in, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it. So as we begin game one, I am going first. We're gonna make an assessment of the opening hand and see the kind of lines of play that we can go into when it comes to the Speedroid deck. So opening up with Ghost Ogre, great this format, perfect. Oh, by the way, this match took place at the beginning of March. So people weren't completely set on what the best deck was at that point, but there was an inclination of Prank Kids Adventure was the deck to beat. Also, the DPE package was still running rampant, and it continues to run rampant in decks that are able to play it. But we're not really that far into what we know of what the meta was like. You know, YCS nor Charlotte hasn't happened yet. So yeah, let's just take a look at this. Ghost Ogre, we have Speed Recovery, Speed Duplicate, Speedroid Duplicate, which is really cool to open up on, but not the greatest because it is searchable, and we'll get into a little bit why it's not the greatest. Also Speedroid Marble Machine and Dendeko Duke. Kind of sucks to see both of these together, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Whereas if it was Ultra Hound opening up with Dendeko Duke, it feels pretty good. But it just depends on what your opponent's knowledge of the Speedroid deck is. For example, Marble Machine, the only line of play we have here, unfortunately, is through Speedroid Marble Machine. Marble Machine is going to have to normal summon itself out and then add a Speedroid monster to your hand. Which one is it going to be? I think it'll have to be Car Turbo. Car Turbo is a good one, but it's pretty rough. This opening hand is actually kind of rough. So Speed Recovery, as broken as I may think it is, can only really get you one card back out there, and you can't really do much else in terms of extension, because this could bring you Tagatomborg for sure, and then you special summon Tagatomborg out because you've already used your normal summon and you don't have Rubber Band Shooter back out there. So the dilemma here is that you normal summon out the Marble Machine, you get Tagatomborg, you spec that out, and then you tribute it to spec out the Car Turbo, which is great because, you know, if the opportunity for Ogre does present itself, you can still use it. Whereas if you bring Car Turbo outright and special summon it, you're no longer able to use Ogre because of Car Turbo's effect of you can't activate the effects of monsters this turn except for wind. So a little difficult, this one. I would say definitely just go with Tagatomborg. Why I am hesitant about it is because Speed Recovery can't bring Tagatomborg back out. You can only special summon Tagatomborg once. So you get the Marble Machine to go into Car Turbo or Tagatomborg, then Car Turbo. Hagoida, Speed Recovery out the Car Turbo, go into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and that gets you Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, a very strong monster negate and destruction. Then you can set Duplicate, and you also have Ghost Ogre. So it's not bad. You have some interaction on your opponent's turn, but it could be a lot better. This hand could be a lot better. So let's just go ahead and step forward into it. Yep, what I do, I get the normal summon, and then I probably I actually do get to search, and I go for card turbo. So again, I did this at the beginning of March, so now I have a little bit more knowledge as to what I want to do. I think it's fine anyway, because there's not a lot here. There's not a lot that I can do with Ogre on my turn unless it is Token Collector, but at that point Token Collector is going to resolve and destroy the tokens that I was looking for anyway from Mecha Phantom Beast or Aurodon. So kind of doesn't matter. So maybe that was an okay step anyway, but who's to say? Let's keep going forward, right? So I am using the effect of Card Turbo to special summon itself out. And instead of going for the speed recovery, so instead of going for Hagoida speed recovery, Card Turbo into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, I actually go for Rubber Band Shooter. And this is actually pretty gruesome. Because as you can see in our opponent's hand, you know, Union Hanger, Pot of Prosperity, Fusion Destiny, which, you know, good job, man. He does have Infinite Impermanence and Ash Blossom. So honestly, he could have ashed me right at Marble Machine, and my turn ends, I lose game one. So let's just move forward. He is going to imperm this. And something that I've been doing up until, you know, recently, the last 2 weeks, is banishing Juju off of the Rubber Band Shooter effect. Now, if I see this hand, I don't want to do that, because I want to use Juju as my resilience. By the way, I got impermed. A big shocker. I want to use Juju as resilience if I have this kind of card, or this kind of hand. Because if I do go for the Rubber Band Shooter and then I'm able to get out, you know, a 4 and a 2 or a 3/3, 5/1, whatever it is, to go into Juju, Juju will have a lot of resiliency, as well as the duplicate being able to bounce him out. A monster, especially something like maybe DPE or something, or, you know, threatening DPE with the bounce. But all that being said, up until recently, Juju was my target for quite a while, and it's not good. I don't think it's very good at all. I don't think it's very good. It should be Stardust Charge Warrior, and the only time that I bust out Stardust Charge Warrior is if my hand is just cracked. If it's cracked and I got room to go for that extra draw, I'm doing it. But I'm definitely not going to look for a greedy, you know, card off the top and then have it be something like Nibiru. But Nibiru probably wouldn't be the worst, because I'll probably put up a bad board, and then he just, like, my opponent just goes through their combo, and then I nib them at the right spot, and then they probably have Wandering Gryphon Rider, and I say, hey, I've got Ogre for that. Do you want this? So yeah, let's just move forward. I do get impermed, unfortunately. Just can't resolve. Speed recovery is going to special summon it out, and then I'm going to go into Aurodon. So that's not the worst play, right? Then I go into my tokens, and then here is where I get punished even more. Very good for him to hold the Ash, not use it on the Marble Machine, because this is my backup play to use Aurodon's effect to target itself and a token and bring Warbleron out, but he ashes that. So very strong. I just get the set, and all I have is Duplicate and Ogre heading into my opponent's turn. So very well held hand traps. I think my opponent knew a little bit, or just wasn't threatened at all by what Marble Machine was doing, but was 100% threatened by Rubber Band Shooter and what Mecha Phantom Beast or Aurodon was trying to do. So really good usage of the hand traps right there. So he does get to bring in the Beatbuster Drake. And again, I don't really know what he's going to be doing. I don't know these cards very well. So Pot of Prosperity, you know, banishing 3, and then adding Rite of Aramesir. Very good, very good. So Rite of Aramesir goes here, then Faithful Adventure, Union Hanger, Duplicate. I'm going to bounce the token here. So I banished Card Turbo, which at this point, what I know more about how the Speedroid plays and how I like to play it, I instead would banish Mecha Phantom Beast Aurodon, because I'm done. There's nothing that brings Aurodon out of my graveyard. It's just not happening. So 100% banish that instead, because Card Turbo actually has usefulness if I make it out of this. Card Turbo is going to give me that plus 800 if I'm able to build up a board to go for the LTK, right? Or to at least just destroy all the monsters. So let's just step forward. He's going to normal summon, and then Rite of Aramesir is going to activate, or Fateful Adventure is going to activate, which actually, wow. Yeah, bouncing the token there was actually a good idea. And then he's going to activate his Union Hanger, and that's where I Ghost Ogre. So it's not the worst. It brings Water Enchantress in, and then he gets to discard the Buster Drake, and then Water Enchantress is going to banish to bring Rada Aramis into his hand. So he's thinking about the follow-up play. Now he's going to use Fusion Destiny. You know, he's going to ditch the materials, which, oh, I'm so surprised. It's going to be Dasher and Celestial. No way. DPE is going to attack over, then destroy itself and destroy that last token so that he can actually do damage, 1500. So we're moving into my turn now. I begin with, I grab a Wandering Gryphon Rider of my own, which he actually never got to do. So I banish Speed Recovery, and then I'm going to chain Wandering Gryphon Rider on top, but I did first target, what did I target? It was a Rubber Band Shooter. Okay, because I am playing only one Rubber Band Shooter at this point? No, I'm playing 2. So why did I do that? What's up with that? Because I do have, oh, it's the only thing in my, that sucks. Oh, that feels so good. So, okay, yeah, I go into Denendeko Duke, and then he's gonna activate, and I'm gonna chain Duplicate on top. So he's gonna destroy my Wandering Gryphon Rider, which is a good call because these are 2 tuner monsters, so I can't go into a synchro play, which if he didn't go for the Wandering Gryphon Rider, it would have gone into Kite Drake and destroy all cards on the field, which would have been very valuable. So that was a good play by him, getting rid of it, but I'm just gonna go into Rubber Band Shooter instead. This time I banished the Stardust Charge Warrior. I get a Marble Machine, and so I'm gonna have to use Speedroid. I mean, I'm going to anyway because I don't have Auroradon in my extra deck anymore, so I'm just gonna have to use its effect to resolve and normal summon Marble Machine. Now I'm gonna get to add Speedroid to my hand. That's gonna be Takatomborg. Or Deko Duke is gonna banish itself to bring fuki-modoshi Piper out because I used Rubber Band Shooter to ditch the fuki-modoshi Piper, or to pitch it, and so now I get to excavate the top 3. I'm gonna add Forbidden Chalice. Takatomborg is going to tribute itself. Red Eye Dice, it changed Marble Machine to a level 4 so I could bring Kite Drake out. Okay, cool. So now it's going to destroy everything else, and Buster Drake is going to search because I did not read that card. So I swing for 3,000 and I set the Forbidden Chalice, which he got to see me put in there. And you know what? He's just going to go ahead and keep doing stuff. He's got Pot of Prosperity because he gets that top draw. Then he gets a Union Hanger. Now he brings a Buster Drake. Now he's gonna resolve and attach a Union Driver. And then he's gonna activate to banish itself and then bring out Sea Crush Wyvern instead. And I don't really know what this does either, but Rada Aramis is going to activate, bring out the token. Dracoback is gonna attach to it, and then it's gonna use its effect to bounce my Kite Drake. Yep, things are looking real good for me here. And then this guy comes out, Barricade Board Blocker. So a lot of things are going to be chaining, and so I'm just going to chain Forbidden Chalice on top. He's going to destroy both his thing. Oh, he's going to destroy his blocker and my Forbidden Chalice so that Forbidden Chalice doesn't have that target anymore, so it won't resolve. So really good work on his DPE there. You learn something new every day. So then he gets to special summon this out, I'm pretty sure, the Assault Core, and then he gets to fusion summon out the ABC Dragon Buster. Really good. And I just, you know what? I just forfeit right there. That's what I do. That's what I do. So that was that for game 1. My opponent used his resources very well at the right time to stop me and to also just stop me, just prevent me from doing things. Because that's how Yu-Gi-Oh goes. But now we're going to go into game 2. I don't remember what my thought process was at all for going into game 2, but I can think of one thing, which is Harpy's Featherstorm. So let's just go into it. All right, so opening hand, let's do another assessment. I opened my 2 normal summons. Pretty good, right? My 2 normal summons, my 2 extenders that can special summon themselves out, the 1 extender that I want to see in the graveyard. So very easily, this looks like, hey, let me normal out the Ultra Hound, let me dump the Duplicate, let me use Duplicate so that we can get into Cork Shooter, let's bring Speedroid Wheel, and then let's pitch the Deko Duke so we can special summon out some targets. Cool. From there, we special summon one of these guys. I'm thinking Takatomborg because, again, I want to delay the usage of Car Turbo as much as possible, just in case I do get, I somehow find my way into an Ash in my hand, to stop a Gamma or something like that. But all that being said, we're going to see what I actually do, because there is also the marble machine, and back then I greeted so hard for seeing Speedroids in my hand. But seriously, Ultra Hound is the play. So let's see what I actually do. Main phase 1, I go for the marble. Okay, I actually do go for the marble machine. That's interesting. Tell me, all right, bestie, what was your thought process here? And it's going to get ashed. That sucks. Probably, you know what? If Ultra Hound gets ashed, it sucks. It does suck. But at least with Ultra Hound, if it gets ashed, Takatombor can go into Red Eye Dice and then go into Cork Shooter that way, and then use Cork Shooter to special summon those monsters back out. Those monsters being Ultra Hound and Red Eye Dice. So let's see exactly what happens here, but I get Ash right there, normal summon, special summon the card Turbo right away, because I just really feeling the wind effects, you know? I'm really feeling that. So I go into Rubber Band Shooter here, and I banish Juju yet again, because I sincerely undervalued Juju, whatever, that's what I was gonna get to, but I went for Marble Machine and Fuki-modoshi Piper, trying to greed for the Fuki-modoshi Piper. It should have been banishing Wind Pegasus at Ignister to go for Terratop and Fuki-modoshi Piper, but we're gonna move on. So special out the Takatombor Tribute for the Benedeko Duke, then I go into like Phantom Beast Auroradon. Things are looking pretty good actually. So now I'm gonna use this effect. So what I should be doing here, because I have 4 wind monsters, is to banish the Deko Duke to special summon out the Fuki-modoshi Piper and get the 4 Excavate. But we'll see what I do here. The Warbleron happens, then I go for... then I go... Because I only, you know what, 3. It's like that SpongeBob, what was it? That SpongeBob episode when they're on the Flying Dutchman's ship, and he's like, "I'll grant you 3 wishes," and Patrick says 5, 4, and Patrick's like 3, take it or leave it, and that's what I did right here. All right, I'm okay. Let's see what the 3 are. I add the Infinite Impermanence. Yeah, fine, whatever. So then 3, 3, 4 looks like I'm going Baronne here. So yeah, what I'm actually doing with my extra deck with this build is actually to have Stardust Dragon and Baronne de Fleur in there. I don't have Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Baronne is my highest level, so I don't have high Speedroid Clearwing Rider. I also don't have I probably do have Clearwing Synchro Dragon, but I for sure do not have the Clearwing Fast Dragon, which is a really cool card. But I also do have high Speedroid Puzzle in here. Because yeah, I was deliberating for a long time. The Synchro 4s do come up. They do come up. They kind of do be coming up. So I pass turn with the Baronne de Fleur and the Infinite Impermanence set down. He knows that that's what that is. So this is not the best board. And looking at his... what happens? So Water Enchantress. Gonna add Rider Aramesir. And that is when I'm gonna use Baronne de Fleur. And he's gonna Gamma me. So what I should have done is let Rite of Aramesir go through, because that's not threatening me. It's just gonna get out the token, and he's not gonna be able to use Gamma. So it looks like he was really hoping that I would go for the Baronne de Fleur negate. And yeah, I pretty much monkeyed that one. So Rite of Aramesir is going to resolve again, save it for Fateful Adventure. These are things that I know now. But yeah, he's gonna Gamma to destroy my Baronne de Fleur, and that's gonna hurt pretty bad. So the token is created, Fateful Adventure is placed down, and then we're gonna go link into this, the blocker. And so I chain Infinite Impermanence on the blocker. Oh, because he set it down where my Infinite Impermanence was. Did he do that out of habit? Because again, he did see me bring Infinite Impermanence to my hand. It couldn't be that he was feeling bad for me, was he? Was it? Like... no way. Moving on. So now he's going to use his unauthorized reactivation, and he's going to target this guy so that he can equip something from his deck. I don't know what's going on. I took 2,000. Now we're going to move into my turn, where we can talk about me. I'm gonna draw a Forbidden Chalice. Okay, so here, Ultra Hound, please, for the love of God, just go Ultra Hound. Just do Ultra Hound, buddy. Good Lord. What the hell am I doing? All right, Marble Machine, Fateful Adventure is going to activate to bring. I'm gonna move forward. I bring Takatomborg into my hand. I use it to special summon, and then I get Rubber Band Shooter, Stardust Charge Warrior, Card Turbo into my hand. Terratop goes into the graveyard, special summon out Terratop. Then use Rubber Band Shooter's effect. Okay. To normal summon the Ultra Hound. So this looks like not too bad, right? Duplicate. Now I'm going to target the Card Turbo. And it's going to become a level 2 to go into Chanbara. And then Card Turbo banish Takatomborg so I can gain 100. Dummy that I am did not think to put this up into attack position, but okay. So we're going to step forward. It's going to become 3,000 and deal 1,000 life points. And then now it goes up to 3,200 to do 2,200 more. And then 1,800 to go over for 800. So in total, I did 4,000 damage. In phase 2, I now set down the Forbidden Chalice. So let's see what this guy does. Fusion Destiny. Incredible. So he's going to go into battle. And I'm going to go into Forbidden Chalice to negate it. He's actually going to chain so that he destroys himself and duplicate. That was not the right call. It should have been Chanbara that he destroyed. But now he's just gonna attack. He's just gonna crash into each other, and now I'm gonna draw Speed Recovery because that's fair. All right. DPE comes back out. Okay, yeah. I banish Ultra Hound to shuffle Terratop back in, and I'm gonna get the Cork Shooter. So Speed Recovery. Oh, I'm gonna go into Kite Drake. It'll destroy. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? So what happened here? What's happening? Oh, Chanbara, if it goes into the graveyard, I get to add a banished Speedroid card to my hand. So Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3, DP to destroy itself, and Kite Drake, I'm sure. But all cards should, yep, destroy. Takatomborg goes in my hand. So I'm gonna chain Kite Drake, because Kite Drake goes to the graveyard. In my possession, it's sent to the graveyard by an opponent. I get to add Terratop. So, oh my god. So, did I big brain that? No way, I didn't. So, Terratop special summon itself back out. Or special summon itself out. Card Turbo to my hand. Speedroid Recovery. Chanbara. Special summon Takatomborg. Go into Red Eye Dice. This. Switch it to a level 4. Card Turbo special summon itself out. A Goita, then Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and then he's just going to give up because that was a lot. Wow. I played through that a lot better at the end than I thought I would. But I'm killing myself with not using Ultra Hound, but whatever. Game 2, dub. This actually means 3, but it makes a W, so let's just stick with that. Let's get into Game 3. All right, so Game 3, we'll see who wins this one. I already know who, but you don't. Opening hand, pretty good for me. I love this for me. I have 2 ashes. I wish that second ash was something else, but it is an ash regardless. Opponent gets to do everything. My opponent looks like he gets to do everything. He gets Fusion Destiny, Rite of Aramasir, Fateful Adventure, Pot of Prosperity. He gets this thing. I don't know what it does. But we have a fairly decent going second. I mean, Ash Blossom and then Ultra Hound. The thing though with Ultra Hound though is that if I do use it to send duplicate and I'm stopped there, I can't use Speed Recovery, and in general my turn just stops and I lose the game. So let's see exactly what happens, what goes down. Okay, he's gonna lead with Pot of Prosperity. He's gonna banish 3 and I'm gonna Ash Blossom that. Yeah, why not? Rite of Aramasir. I'm pretty sure I should be ashing the Fateful Adventure, but he's gonna add Draco back. It's gonna use its effect to bring Wandering Gryphon Rider. He's gonna pitch the Draco back, and then it's gonna start a chain of events in which Draco back equips the token, and Wandering Gryphon Rider is special summoned out. And now DPE is brought back out onto the field. So maybe ashing the Power Prosperity was actually a good thing, because now I mean, yeah, DPE, Wandering Gryphon Rider, very strong, but not allowing him to go into any of his ABC monsters, I think, was very fortunate for me. However, I don't really know what this deck does. Again, I don't know what this deck does, so I don't know what it would look like where if instead of this being a Wandering Gryphon Rider, this was one of his fusion monsters. Would it have been less threatening? I don't know, because I don't really know what this deck does. So if you do play ABCs, if you're an enthusiast, if you in general just have that knowledge and you want to leave it down there in the comments, go ahead, let me know. I'd appreciate that so much. So let's just get into my turn. What do I do here? I draw Takatomborg, lovely. Ultra Hound, gonna use its effect. He's not gonna stop it. I'm gonna, yeah, Deco Duke. Yeah, I would have done this. Yeah, 100%. So then special summon out the Takatomborg, bring out the fuki-modoshi Piper just so I could get the draw one. And Forbidden Chalice. Ooh! And I use it right away too. See, because I could have used this to chain on to the Wandering Gryphon Rider, but I'm going immediately into the Wandering Gryphon Rider to stop it, and it's not going to shuffle itself into the deck because he values having that body out there, and I totally understand that. So what instead I'm going to do is banish Deco Duke and special summon out the Red Eye Dice. And what do I change the Ultra Hound to? Level 4 so that I can go into Kite Drake. All right. So it looks like this interaction is going to happen again, where Kite Drake is going to force DPE to do something about it. Do something about it. And if you do, Kite Drake, is going to go to the graveyard because of DPE. He doesn't have any other form of disruption on my turn. I'm going to get that Terror Top. I am absolutely going to get that Terror Top. So he doesn't know that I have a Speed Recovery in my hand. Terror Top activates Engrave, DPE activates Engrave. I get the Card Turbo instead. Interesting, because I could have gone for Terror Top, then Card Turbo. But alright, whatever. I guess I was still learning. Speed Recovery, we're going to bring out Kite Drake. Card Turbo, we're going to special summon itself out. It's going to special summon out. Card Turbo, I swing for 3,800. fuki-modoshi Piper, banish, lower by 2, and I'm actually going to go into Shen Shen. All right, this guy gets Ghost Ogre on the top deck. DPE comes out. He's going to swing and then destroy or go into Crystron Halqifibrax. All right. And then here I just Ash. Celestial, gonna banish to go for the draw 2 because that's fun. Terraforming, gonna go for Union Hanger. He gets Rite of Aramasir as well. My god. Alright, so it looks like I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna top deck Takatomborg. So it was looking pretty bad for him, except for Ogre, the normal summon, and DPE coming back out. Got him the Crystron Halqifibrax. I stopped it, which was good, right? But he still had Celestial because that's what that package does. Just get rid of the Celestial. Because I can't call that big brain, right? Like, I can't call it that. Whatever. So I banished the Speed Recovery. I'm going to target, what was it? The Card Turbo. Cool. Bring it into my hand, and you know what? He says, I've seen enough. It's not going to end well. Let's just go ahead and wrap it up. So there you have it. Speedroids versus Adventure ABC DPE. What a ridiculous deck for a name, I mean. But I was a little bit sad that I didn't get to see it to its fullest potential. Like, what does that fusion monster do, right? Because I just surrendered as soon as I saw it. I was like, you know what? I'm not getting out of this. Let's go into game 2, game 3. And then game 2, game 3, I just did not let him go into his full combo. And that was very fortunate for me. So yeah, a lot of misplays in my opinion. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you think about this gameplay, what you think, what different plays could have been gone. Maybe you could validate me in my Ultra Hound defense, like like, oh, I should have used that Ultra Hound in so many different places, but it did kind of come back full circle to help me out in the further turns. So, I mean, I don't know. But definitely my Marble Machine Supremacy days are done. I think Ultra Hound is a far better card, but it definitely does depend on the situation. Like, what's in your hand? What do you got in there? So yeah, final time, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you were entertained, and I'll see you next time.